I believed one lie about myself for almost 10 years, and for a long time, I didn't even realize it was a lie. I thought it was a fact, something proven by experience, something my behavior had confirmed over and over again. That belief shaped how I ate, how I treated my body, how I talked to myself after every binge, how I approached change. And as long as I believed it, the binge cycle never really stopped. It may have paused, shifted, or changed shape, but it always came back. So in this video, I want to share the belief that kept me stuck in the binge cycle for years. Not in a vague motivational way, but in a very specific, grounded, and real way. I want to show you how this belief formed, how it quietly controlled my behavior, why trying to fix binge eating never worked while it was there, and the exact reframe that finally changed my relationship with food. Because if you're stuck in the binge restrict cycle, there's often one core belief running the whole system, and until you see it clearly, everything else feels like effort. And before I go deeper, in case you're new here, hi, I'm Sarah. I'm a certified holistic health coach, plus currently studying for a master's in nutrition and integrative health. And I work with women who feel stuck in emotional eating, binge restrict cycles, and constant food guilt. But more importantly than any qualification, this belief or anything I'm talking about didn't come just from theory. It came from living inside the cycle myself for years. Now, with that being said, the belief that kept me stuck was this: I can trust myself around food. Not I struggle with food, not I sometimes overeat, but I fundamentally cannot trust myself. That belief sounds subtle, but it is powerful. Because once you believe you can trust yourself, everything you do becomes about control. And this topic is actually pretty connected to the previous video around nervous system trust, so be sure to check it out after this if you haven't already. The link is in the description down below. So well then, how this belief showed up in my daily life. Let me slow things down and make it real. If I believed I couldn't trust myself around food, then rules felt necessary. Restriction felt protective, structure felt like safety, letting go felt dangerous. So when things were going well, it wasn't because I felt calm, it was because I felt contained. I was only okay as long as the system held itself together. And when it broke, which it always did, I didn't think, oh, that system was just too rigid. I thought, well, see, this is exactly why I cannot trust myself. The belief reinforced itself. This is the cruel part about this belief, or many kind of limiting beliefs. Every binge felt like evidence. I'd binge and think, see, normal people don't do this. See, I need rules. See, left alone, I lose control. But what I didn't or couldn't see then was this: the binge wasn't proof of my brokenness. It was a response to years of not being trusted. So here's the loop I was stuck in. I believed I couldn't trust myself, so I controlled food. Control created pressure. Pressure led to binging. Binging proved I couldn't trust myself. So that loop was airtight. And as long as the belief itself stays unquestioned, the cycle keeps on running. I tried discipline. I tried structure. I tried willpower, mindset work. But none of it touched the belief. And as long as I believed I was the problem, every slip felt like a character flaw instead of feedback. But I finally realized I didn't lack self-trust, I lacked self-safety around food. I had never been allowed to learn trust around food because trust only forms when mistakes are allowed, needs are met consistently, care isn't withdrawn after failure. Food was the one place where mistake led to punishment. So of course, trust never developed. This belief of I'm just someone who can't be trusted around food, it didn't shift to I can trust myself perfectly. It shifted to I can learn to trust myself if I stop punishing myself. And that is what changed everything. Once I saw this, so many things finally made sense. Why I overthought food, why I planned obsessively, felt anxious without rules, swung between control and chaos. Control wasn't the problem, it was the attempted solution to a lack of trust. And here's something important. You cannot decide to trust yourself just from one day to the other. Trust is not a mindset shift. Trust is built through experience. And I had never given myself the experience of being supported after overeating. I only punished. So what actually built trust? Trust didn't come from affirmations or declaring food freedom or convincing myself I was healed. It came from eating normally after binging, not compensating, not restricting to make up for it, staying present instead of starting over. And every time I didn't abandon myself, trust grew quietly. At first, nothing changed, at least externally especially. I still binged sometimes. I still felt messy. I still doubted myself. But internally, something softened. The urgency lessened, the shame shortened, the bounce back got faster. That's how trust forms. And this belief is actually so common. So many women believe I'm broken around food. Not because it's true, but because their behaviors have been shaped by years of restriction, pressure, and self doubt. You don't learn trust in an environment of punishment. If you're also stuck in the binge cycle, I want you to gently question this. Is binging actually proof you can trust yourself? Or is it proof that you've never been allowed to? Now, before we wrap this up, I want to zoom out for a moment because this belief wasn't unique to me. And the way it shifted isn't just about food. Most beliefs that keep us stuck around food, self trust, rest, or self sabotage, or whatever, don't change because we tell ourselves a new story. They change because our body experiences something different enough times to update what feels true. So I want to walk you through how belief change actually happens in a grounded, nervous system, safe way, so you can apply this to whatever belief feels familiar to you right now. So how to actually shift a limiting belief? Beliefs don't change because you argue with them. They change because your body experiences safety. Step number 1, name the belief as strategy or not flaw. Instead of asking, what's wrong with me for believing this? Ask, what is this belief trying to protect me from? Most limiting beliefs are protective. Seeing that removes the inner fight. Then step number 2, separate the belief from the behavior. Binging is not proof the belief is true. It's a response to the belief. And that distinction alone can break the shame loop. Number 3, find the moment the belief made sense. Beliefs form when they were logical, during dieting, chaos, lack of support, feeling unsafe. And compassion is what makes change sustainable. Number 4, create small experiences that disprove this belief. Beliefs shift through experience and not thinking. So small repeated actions that are safe are important, not restricting, not compensating, staying present, because consistency rewires faster than intensity. Step number 5, expect the belief to get louder before it softens. And that is not failure. That's the belief being changed. Most people quit here, so you don't have to. Please don't do that. Because step number 6, you don't need certainty, you just need willingness. Here's the reminder I wish someone had given me. The belief doesn't have to disappear before you start acting differently. You don't need to wait until you feel 100% sure you can trust yourself. You can still hear the voice that says, I can be trusted, and choose not to let it make your decision. The belief loses its power when you stop arguing with it, when you stop trying to prove it wrong, when you let it be the background noise while you eat breakfast anyways or eat that sweet treat or whatever it is. Trust isn't built through certainty, it's built through repetition, through showing up imperfectly, through acting like someone you can trust even when you don't fully feel it yet. You don't need a belief to be perfect. You just need enough willingness to try one more time. The binge cycle doesn't end when you fix yourself. It ends when the belief driving it no longer feels necessary, when the belief pretty much loses its job. If this belief feels familiar and you want to understand your specific emotional eating pattern more clearly, I created a free quiz that helps with exactly that. It's called What Type of Emotional Eater Are You? It helps you see what drives your binge cycle, why certain moments feel harder than others, and where trust is breaking down, and of course, some action plans on how to improve your situation. You can take it in just a few minutes. The link is down in the description below. And if this video resonated, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell because it truly helps this channel grow and other women reach this message. And tell me in the comments, what belief do you think keeps you stuck in the cycle? And remember, you're not broken, you've just been trying to change without trust. Lots of love, and until next time.